afraid to be fucked up in the head, I suppose, and know too much about too much. And now that I know too much about too much, you can't unsee the traumas in the world. You can't unsee CNN. You can't unsee what the fuck is on your newsfeed. You can't unsee it. And you can't unfeel it, because you definitely feel these people and their pain. So it's like you have to go back into the Hunger Games, because you're a good person. You have to go back in. Because you're love. And that's what love would do. Love would sacrifice itself. Really, truly. And so then when I take that concept and I apply it to my twin flame, and he's saying things like, I would sacrifice everything to be with you. I'm like, is that really possible? Could somebody really love me that much? Because all I've seen my whole life is just everybody leaving. I had to leave them and they had to leave me. And I've only ever just seen disaster and walking away and destruction and loss my whole life. And all of a sudden God is almost like, I could give you somebody, Jenna. But how many people would believe that it was God doing it? And how many people would come at me because they think that it's the devil giving me powers and gifts and a man because I'm manipulating him, you know? I don't want to force anybody to love me. I even stopped love magic for that reason, like candles and shit, and spells. And I don't do that. I mean, I suppose I still do with affirmations, though. If you think about affirmations, all affirmations are affirming something, affirming for something, changing your thoughts, speaking something differently. So I'm speaking now, I am loved, I am chosen, I'm valuable, I'm beautiful. He loves me, he takes care of me, we're happy. They're affirmations. But it's still technically witchcraft, because spells, what you speak is a spell. Period. Good or bad, it's word witchery. It really is. So I can't sit here and tell you guys, watch your thoughts, watch what you say, because it's witchcraft. And then in the same breath say that I'm not using witchcraft, because I am every single day. Every single day I speak, it's magic. Period. I just didn't want him to be publicly shamed for knowing that there was magic done for us to meet, for us to be together, for us to get along this journey together, but to finally be together. There was a lot of magic involved, and I just didn't want him to be publicly humiliated and shamed into being that guy that everybody claims is just gullible, just falling victim to another witch who's got his mind in a cage. I love him too much for that. I love everyone too much for that. That's why I was okay being alone. That's why I was alone. That's why I was paying my bills, just being completely happy at the edge of the world by my fucking self. I was cool with it. I was fine leaving everybody, doing what God told me to do, going to rock bottom. I was fine. But then I found him at rock bottom with me. In the same way that he would pop up in my dreams every couple months, or if I was going through a big shift in my life, that was rock bottom for me, and he'd be there. And it's no different now, only this time he's in the physical, he's in the flesh, he exists in the fucking flesh. He exists as a person, as a human with a social security number. This time it's different. And I don't want him to be in pain. he's going to be in pain. Because of me. A whole bunch of people that have to leave shit behind. You're going to be in pain because of love. I mean, think about it. Every time you're in love with someone, how many jealous people come at you? How much evil eye do you really get? Like, how many people gossip about you because you're happy? You're beautiful because you do spells or you do magic and you tell yourself you're gorgeous. I'm so amazing. I'm amazing. I'm blessed. I'm divine. I'm rich. I'm whatever, right? And like how much hate do you get for doing that? I just didn't want him to be targeted. He's too soft. He's too sweet. He's too much like PETA from the Hunger Games, you know, soft and just a baker. He's a baker. No, not really, I don't think. Just a painter, a baker, an artist, you know, and then there's too much softness in him. I think he should run for the hills, to be honest. I think he should realize his friends are right about me. I'm a witch who technically manipulated the situation in my favor, but now I don't want to manipulate anything. I don't want to manipulate anyone. I want everyone to have free will. I want you to do what you want to do. But if I don't let him love me if he wants to, is that also stripping him from his free will? I don't know. Maybe. But how do you know that's what they really want to do and that you haven't just like convinced them to love you? This is such a holy war within myself, of good and evil, within myself, within us all. We have this battle, a devil on our shoulder and an angel on the other. We have this great battle ahead of us, guys. Armageddon is no fucking joke, and it's us. The battle of the heavens, like the war in the heavens, is really the war in your fucking mind. It's a mind war. This isn't something that is physical in nature. It's a spiritual war. It's invisible in nature. It's invisible. You can't see it. Your principalities that you're battling. You're trying to just do the right thing. I'm tired of doing the right thing anymore. If the right thing is staying single and alone in a fucking box at the edge of the world, being alone, having no friends, if that's the right thing, I don't know if I want to do the right thing anymore then. If doing the wrong thing is to be in love and to cause people to just fucking melt their egos right in front of you and start a spiritual war or something, then I don't know. What if I want that? What if I want love? What if I want to be loved? What if I want to be in love? What if I want that? What if I want love? I don't want the war that comes with it. I just want the love. I don't want the jealousy and the evil eye. I just want love. Like, what if I just want that? Aren't my intentions pure then? Anyway, I'm struggling to cope right now, guys. It's one of the most real and vulnerable moments I've ever had, really, and I've shared in 4 years. Because it doesn't involve just me anymore. Now it involves a guy that may or may not even like me talking like this. But if he is my true twin flame, like I think he is, and he really does have the same soul, the same mission, the same purpose, then I think he's just as happy about me expressing myself to the collective as I am. Because he's amazing, and he's beautiful, and he would want to help people. I would only ever be with someone that wants to help people. period. God would only really ever let me be with somebody who has the same mission or the same purpose. Otherwise, they would get in the way. So, you know, God wouldn't put that person in my path. For long, I would just leave them. But this one doesn't seem to go away. Even when I stop, really, even when I stop magic, even when I stop obsessing about him and I don't think about him so much, even when I don't, he's still kind of there. In the same way he was in the dreams, in the same way he was, I don't know, almost being catapulted and televised in my 3D reality, like all the synchronicities, all the songs, all the guys that morphed into what he looks like my whole reality became like what he looks like in men. Like I shifted to a reality where like all men look like that. It's weird. Everything became a guy I didn't know, and now all of a sudden he's real. He like materialized out of thin motherfucking air. Even when I wasn't actively trying to get him here. He's willing to take a bullet for me, and I'm scared about that kind of love. I'm scared that somebody would want to do that for me. In the same way that I'm scared Christ would have wanted to die for me. Like, that's a harsh truth to know, that someone loves you that much that they would leave everything. That they would die to self. I mean, Christ died to self. Jesus himself died to his ego, right? In the same way, like, my twin would be willing to do that. I don't know. I remember when I was religious, I would ask this question to myself and to my grandma, who was the pastor, my grandpa. I'd ask things like, but why did he die? I didn't ask him to, though. Back when I had to believe that Jesus was a literal man, like a literal man 2,000 years ago that I don't know, but it was like, I don't know him though. I didn't ask him to die. He did it just voluntarily. I mean, I'm sorry, but like, that's why I left religion, because it was all literal. And they're like, yeah, he loved you that much that he just died. And like, it never made sense until now, the metaphor about it. Like, my twin flame's Christed self, his higher self, dying, meaning integrating with his 3D self, with his lower 3D body, really. Because if you think about it, this 3D dimension, this world of harshness and brutality and pain and suffering, it's like his higher self had to come here, right? Especially if we're together in the 3D, like if we ever get together in the physical world, like there would have to be an element of sacrifice there. So to really know the story of Christ, to be living it, to be witnessing it, to see that they as in everyone in their Christed self is willing to die for the cause, for love. Bro, it's biblical, okay? He might actually be like the only person I can really see being okay with my lifestyle, how bold I am about talking about this stuff, what I do for a living. Like, he totally approves of my tarot, which I thought there would never be a man that was okay with the fact that I do this for a living. I don't know, I assumed that men aren't like that. They just don't like divination at all. But he is 100% okay with it. He came to me in a dream the other day and said so. He said it in the physical that he approved, but then he even came to me in a dream the other day and said that he loves it. He loves what I do. I don't know. So I'm being like kind of corralled back into the real world, back into like the Hunger Games again, like back into like meeting people and talking to people about real world shit like taxes and government and music and fluoride and shit like that, right? And until this moment, I wasn't really okay with what I promised God 4 years ago. I wasn't okay with doing my mission. I tried to hide. That's why my channel's so small. I wanted to hide. I don't want to be known for this. This is embarrassing at some point. Like, this is having to share everything that you are with the world, like, so vulnerably. It's like, I don't know. But like, all of a sudden knowing him, it's like, wow, maybe I can do it though. Maybe if I had him, I could do it. Maybe if I had him, there'd be a reason to. I don't know. I don't know, guys, anymore. I know a lot of starseeds are having to make this decision, and there's like this element of like, how much free will do we even have? If we signed up for this, like I know I did in 2019, right? I signed up for it. I kind of like said, fuck free will. I have to do it. You know what I mean? Like, there is a level of no free will in my life anymore. Almost like God is working through me and I have no control over any of it. I remember using magic, love spells, especially on him, to like have a level of control again, to put some control back in my own hands. Like, I want you to call me now. I want to fix this now. I want, you know, and it was, what do I want? The ego. What does the lower 3D egoic self want? And it caused me to have like mental instability for 2 weeks straight until I canceled those spells, because I was going freaking insane. So I stopped those spells. And I realized a very important lesson. I don't really want to take free will from anybody. I want you to have your own choice. I don't want to be loved because I fucking forced you to love me. That's not even love. That's manipulation. I want you to love me because you love me. Because you see value in me, and that's what Jesus would do, right? Christ would die for me. Christ did die for me. Christ is dying for me. Wow. See, there it is. Christ is dying for me. So, yeah, it's a very heavy message, and I'm assuming only a couple people will maybe resonate with it, but we're all forced to make a choice right now. Good or evil. Lies and deceit, or truth and victory. Like, you know what I mean? We only have two choices anymore. But yeah, I guess I really appreciate you guys listening. I don't know that anybody will, and it's okay. I'm not doing this so like other people listen. I'm doing this so I can get this off my chest and feel better about myself. Because like, I can't get all happy joy right now in doing readings and shit. I can't even like barely get dressed today. I feel like this Venus retrograde has, how am I surviving? Like, how am I living? I don't know. I can't even believe it's only been 30 days or something, like 35 days. Like what the fuck? It feels like 10 years with this Venus retrograde, okay? I'm the only reader even talking about it, I think, because it's fucking me up so bad. Everybody else is probably just like, oh, yay, happy. I'm dying. I don't know. What if someone is willing to die for you? Be embarrassed for you, publicly shamed for you, have even friends and family call them stupid or naive, and she's a witch, burn the witch. And what if, like, you know, be called all those names and be looked at like, to be looked at like, wow, you're that gullible, like you're falling for this? I think that there's so much like past life trauma about me being a witch that it's coming to the surface, and it's me being persecuted in a lot of lifetimes. Like I've seen my death in a lot of past life regression. So it's not just one time I've been persecuted and killed for who I am, for what I talk about, for what I instruct others on. Like I've been persecuted for that in multiple lifetimes. This isn't the only one, but this is just hopefully the only one that I don't have to ever again die for it. Maybe, I don't know. Shit, I don't know. I already did die. Think about it. I already died in 2019. I already literally fucking died. Like kaput, out, seeing the white light kind of shit. I've already died. So technically, it's whatever. It's like whatevs. In the Bible, it says death has lost its sting. That's exactly how it feels. Death has lost its sting. I don't give a fuck about dying anymore. I don't care. Like, bro, come at me though. I dare you. Like, if you can get past my team of angels to fuck me up, please do so. Send me home, honey. But chances are you can't. Because chances are I've got something pretty big to do and to talk about, and you're probably not going to be able to get through Archangel Michael. So fucking try it. Sometimes I wish people would just put me out of my misery. Sometimes I wish that I wouldn't have even agreed to this. Because this is some shit. Anyway. God seems to be putting this bait right in front of me, like this dangling carrot right in front of me in the form of my soulmate. And I'm just like, oh God, I want it though. I do. It's there. I want that. But I don't want what comes with it. Pain. Never mind, I was watching the Hunger Games series because it's free on YouTube right now, and I was watching that. And I remember when Haymitch said to Katniss, you could live 1,000 lifetimes and you would never deserve that boy. That's how I feel. I feel like I could live 1,000,000 lives and I would still never deserve the love of Christ. Somebody to sacrifice everything for me. Knowing that I have flaws, knowing that I'm a fuck up some days, knowing that I'm just human with issues and drama, and I start shit, and I you know, to know that you really are loved that much by God, and then by his son, God's child, a child of God. No matter who he is, no matter who she is, that you are loved that much, that they purposely chose to suffer for you. I don't know. It's a little much. So I'm having a hard time today, guys. If you could keep me in your prayers, that would be amazing. But I love you with all my heart, guys. I really do. And I thank you for being here. This is the most transparent and vulnerable I think I've ever been, ever. So if you could go easy on me in the comment section, I would, really appreciate that. Please don't add insult to injury. Like, don't add salt to my wound, because my self-confidence is so far in the gutter today and for the last 35 days that I can't take it. Please don't come at me with pitchforks. If you do, just know that I don't know that I'll do anything. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Go ahead and try it, I guess. I suppose we'll see. But yeah. What if somebody really would choose you? Like, publicly say out loud, like, yeah, she did magic, so she's a witch. Yeah, so she's made mistakes. Yeah, so she did this and she did that. And like, yeah, so she sinned. So she's a sinner. Okay. What if somebody could really die to self? Like, willingly for you. Die for your sins. It makes sense now. You know, that I've always been wondering what it means in the Bible when it says Jesus died for our sins. I was like, what the fuck does that mean, though? Well, if my sin was, you know, hurting my body and becoming unhealthy and becoming an alcoholic at one point, and my sins were a lot of things that kept me out of alignment of perfection, right? Of true holy divinity, right? Sins. Then him dying for my sins would mean being publicly shamed, humiliated because of the things I did to myself, because of the things I stupidly did in magic, because of me not knowing shit and doing it anyway out of ignorance. I'd be dying for my sins. Wow. It's one thing to be told and taught about Jesus. It's another to like know him. Yeah. It's another to know Christ, you know? To really say like, I know Christ. And I know his love for me is so intense that he would risk it all for me. And I don't know that I want to ask him to do that. I don't know. And I know that that's a choice, you know, because I think that that's why it's not just forced on us. You know what I mean? Some believe and some don't. And I think the whole world is being asked right now, like, do you believe? Because those who don't perish and those who do have everlasting life. It's like, what are you going to believe? Are you going to believe that he loves you that much? That he would off his ego, you know what I mean? Like he would kill his ego for you. Because how you realize that that's truth is by tuning into a reality, envisioning, imagining a reality where they're not living in their ego. They're happy. They're doing life mission. They're with you. There's no like third party. They don't have like this overly obsessive, aggressive, narcissistic behavior. That's how you know that's a reality for you if you choose to tune into that. But yeah, I don't want to choose the reality where he's being beat up and tortured by friends and family that hate me and him together. And where he has to cry because he's leaving shit behind. And the struggle of giving up addictions and habits. And I don't want that. I want the version of him that's like already happy, already healed. You know? And that's what I really want to start promoting on this channel is like a lot more readings about how your person's already healed, how your twin is already happy. I don't want to keep promoting a reality where your person's in pain. I don't want to see people in pain anymore. I've seen way too much pain. I don't want people in pain. So, anyway, I thank you guys for being here. It was really nice to talk to you. Really great to meet you. I don't know if anybody even will watch this. And if you did make it to the end, could you please comment and let me know you made it an hour and 5 minutes into this? Because I would really just, I don't know, I guess maybe make a friend or know that I'm helping in any way. But even if I just transmute my pain, even if I just hear myself talk, I'm still healing. So anyway, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.